Hello, this is Sterling here, bringing you another installment to our What Happened series. Today we're going to be going over some Optic versus Splyce gameplay on Coliseum Capture the Flag. This was a very interesting game. This game ended within 3 to 4 minutes. Splyce was able to win this game 3-1. So we're going to be going over how Splyce was able to win this game very quickly and what good things they did to get those flag caps, and also talk about what Optic could have done to prevent this game from ending so quickly and those caps from happening. So starting off here with Optic, we see Snakebite right here. He just died against Renegade on this 1v1 battle on this rocket side of the map. Optic is implementing a 3-man push over here on the snipe side. Frosty just picked up Sniper. Lito right here is one shot. We're going to be going on board with him. He's going to stay alive. Frosty is also one shot right now. He's going to stay alive as well. Lito decides to push into the cave. Frosty, for some reason, decides to challenge and ends up dying and drops Sniper off the map. Now it's a 3v2 over here on the snipe side. Lito engages in this 1v1 battle with Stellar. Roll 2's in a 2v1 battle with those two players over there on the snipe side. He's able to back off and stay alive. Lito wins this critical 1v1 battle over here. And while this is happening, Snakebite is on their side playing some defense, battling Shotzi, backing him off, making sure he doesn't get a flag pull, because if Shotzi wins this 1v1, this is going to be a flag pull for Splyce. So Lethal having all the information on the map. Okay, I got one player on elbow, I got two players on snipe, I just killed the only player on the blue side. I have a free shot right here to pull the flag. And even though they're down number, or it's 3v3 right now, and in my opinion, what would be most ideal for Lethal would be pulling the flag on the elbow side, run it high on the rockets, top rockets, to capitalize on the low positioning of Splyce right now, and have this window player secure the elbow, and have this player and roll 2, I believe, spawning. Watch the snipe side, lock down the top cat, watch your fountain and cave side / snipe ramp, and watch your window. Make sure no one's pushing from those areas. Lito instead, though, decides to go to the middle route, which I don't think is the most ideal, and it still works, but Splyce was able to get a counter cap off this. So Frosty was able to catch the flag and jump up to the window. Eco drops down and is able to kill and clean up Lethal. Snakebite is escorting Frosty running the flag window. Renegade right here shoots a rocket, and he could have potentially killed both of them, but he aimed it a little bit too far to the right. It killed Snakebite, and Frosty was able to survive due to hugging the left wall and jumping. And he was able to get this cap before dying from Shotzi on the elbow. And now at this point, it's a 1v4. Roll 2 trapped in the cave. Shotzi's going to sweep from the elbow to the flag and run it towards his teammates, allowing for Optic to spawn on the elbow side of the map as they're going to be blocking the cave. There was a bit of a fumble here on Shotzi's end, but that doesn't stop them from getting the flag cap. And Splyce realizes, okay, we're all here on the snipe side, let's all fall back. And what they decide to implement here is have one player fall back all the way and watch the elbow cut off. And they're going to have two players rotate the top cat and have this player right here rotate from top cat to the DMR. So they were able to take out Lito right here, who pulls the flag, kill him. Snakebite is trying to hold off these two catwalk players, but after Lito dies, he's pretty much trapped and he's going to get cleaned up as well. Frosty was able to sneak in down low and clean up this guy in the DMR, and he tries to sneak up on the flag player, but this is a 2v1 scenario, so they were able to take him out very quickly and get the recov and get the counter cap. So moving on to the next cap, which is going to be happening very quickly here. We're going to be going over how Optic loses snipe control and leverage and are playing defense on their side of the map, and how Splyce is able to get that second cap on them. And it's a counter cap as well once again. So we're going to be going on Snakebite here. He pushes on the snipe side, and at this point they get 3 down. We see 3 kills right there on the kill feed to the left from roll 2. He gets the triple kill. One of them just spawned on Splyce, however, on the back flag. And at this point, Snakebite just needs to hold mid-map and wait for his teammates to rotate to snipe side and make a collective team push to the opponent side of the map. But he plays it a little too aggressive right now. We see him using his thruster. And when it comes to staying alive, I think of 3 principles. What is my cover? What is my escape route? And what where's my help? What teammates are close to me or around me? So Snakebite, I think right here needs to play a little more patient, like maybe just hide and show no presence, and maybe catch a guy on transition and get an easy pick, or maybe retract a few sectors and be in a bit of a better power position. But overall, what ends up getting him killed is him leaving his cover right here and then not having a thruster for an escape route. Okay, if he had a thrust, he could thrust left right here or go right, stay alive and delay his death. But now he dies, and instead of this being a 3v2, because we're seeing Frosty rotating top cat and we're seeing Lethal rotate to the snipe ramp, it's a 2v2. And to make matters worse, a player from Splyce is rotating to the snipe side to create that 3-man ratio. Thankfully, though, Lethal was able to get a cleanup and kill Shotzi, and now it's a 2v2. And they have two options here. They could have engaged in this 2v2 battle. Frosty creates some angular halo and pinch these guys on the snipe side and take them out and then go for a flag pull. Maybe roll 2 win is 1v1 and then run this flag towards them. But instead, Optic takes a different route. Frosty ends up leaving Lethal by himself and pushes to the window, and his mindset is, okay, I'm going to pull this flag, let's 2v1 this guy elbow. And if he does that, then in correlation with that, Lethal, what he needs to do for his job with that decision being made is basically delay as long as possible, be a very hard kill. He doesn't need to win this 1v2 battle here, he just needs to keep their attention as long as possible so they don't go for the flag. But unfortunately, Lethal ends up dying due to not being in a very ideal situation, and he does also end up falling down. So maybe the better decision would be Frosty staying put and being in that 2v2 battle, because it seemed like Lethal wasn't in a very good position to be delaying and holding their attention. So he dies here, and now there's no control on Optic's end on the snipe side of the map, because ideally at minimum you want to have like one player here at top cat, so as you're running this flag elbow and they're spawning cave, this player at top cat can start pre-nading the snipe ramp. So because usually when players are spawning top cat and you're running the flag, their first instinct is to flip the map and get to the opponent's side, and you might, with the nade, you might be able to back them off or get an easy pick. And usually their second option is to take a middle route if they're not going to go snipe ramp, and either go DMR or silver and try to cross map and shoot the flag as he's going down low or up high. But yeah, they don't have any player to do that right now, and having a guy cat would help mitigate or stop those silver or cat players or DMR players or those players pushing from cave to snipe. So now the person who's responsible for that snipe side, it falls down to Snakebite at this point, being the very right player on their team right now. Have roll 2 secure elbow side and have him secure snipe side. But Snakebite maybe tunnels a little bit too long on this elbow guy. He does make him one shot, and it really sucks that these 3 players who could have possibly killed this one shot on the elbow, they don't kill him, so he ends up staying alive. And Snakebite, tunneling a little too hard, gets cleaned up from these 2 cat players soaring, and now he was the last line of defense, and now there's no one here to defend the flag. But thankfully roll 2 was able to kill this guy on the window, but in doing so, he didn't go for that one shot on the elbow. And at this point, maybe it would have been good for roll 2, like maybe to go forward, thruster forward, and play ring around the rosy with this person, because in my opinion, he could have delayed his death here a little longer and create some more timing. But even though he dies here, I still believe Optic could have gotten this cap still. So I want to go rewind a little bit to go talk about what Frosty does here, because even though Snakebite or roll 2 does end up dying here on the elbow, I believe they still could have gotten this flag cap, and there was 2 things that needed to happen. One, Frosty stay low and keep running this flag around this elbow and towards the flag, because he's aware that there's someone on the trench because he saw him on the radar. And while Frosty does that, Lethal right here is going to secure this ramp right here and the elbow. So if Shotzi right here decides to push up the ramp, Lethal can shut that down. Or if he decides to clamber up and chase Frosty with the flag, Lethal can help with that as well. But what ends up happening is Frosty ends up jumping. And I see his intention here. He's trying to put some shots on Shotzi, back him off, but he's making himself an easier target, and now the guy top cat on Splyce, and Shotzi is able to simultaneously shoot him, melts him, and now the flag goes down to a bad position. And at this point, Lito should realize, oh, it's 1v3. This is a dead flag. I don't need to go for it. But he ends up going for it. He goes for a ground pound, and he ends up dying after getting the touch. So it was a pointless touch because no one can really keep that flag alive at this point. And then to make matters worse, Snakebite ends up spawning on the opposite side of the map. And what I would want him to do here in this situation, knowing it's a defensive moment, I would like him to anchor the top cave right here, or either the back flag. But instead he sprints out, and that creates an easy pathway for Shotzi right here. My bad, this was Renegade down there, and this was Shotzi in the window. It allows Shotzi to get the flag easily and start running it on the elbow. So ideally, if Lito doesn't push for this flag, maybe Lito's going to anchor the back flag while Snakebite anchors the top cave, playing defense. So Shotzi ends up pulling this flag, and instead of Snakebite being here, maybe getting the easy kill on him, he's out of position. So now this is going to be an easy flag for Splyce. They have Rockets. Rockets rotates to the window. He's able to take out Snakebite, and Stellar is able to take out another player here on the cap. So this is going to be a flag cap for Splyce. So we're going to move on to the third flag cap. Splyce was able to pull this flag in, and maybe they could have gotten it. Stellar right here kind of makes a fumble. It seems like he was trying to jump up and clamber or either toss this flag to the silver player, but he ends up falling down, and he ends up dying, and Optic was able to get that recovery. But it seems like if they maybe tossed it, it could have been a flag cap, because this would be the only player who could stop them while this player is like full shields running it, while this player is weak. But Splyce, after this recovery, was able to get the final flag cap, so we're going to be breaking that down. I'm going to hop on board with roll 2 here, because there's 3 big things that allow this flag cap to happen. One is going to be on roll 2's end, and we're going to talk about the other 2 here very shortly. So Splyce is going to implement a 2-man game here, a high-low concept. B is going to back down roll 2, and at this point roll 2 has height advantage. He just needs to play patient, play his height advantage. He has a nade here, but instead he decides to soar out while weak, while half shields, and he tries to go for a beatdown on Eco, but Eco, he shoots him once and just goes for the beatdown and gets the easy kill. And roll 2 is so huge here because he was the last line of defense, and now Eco has an easy pathway to the flag. So that was the first huge part. The second huge part right here was Snakebite. He was able to kill Renegade, but Renegade makes a huge play and is able to stick him before he dies, and now Snakebite is dead, and now there's no one who can like at least stop or slow down Eco from getting that flag. And the third final part right here was Frosty. Frosty is half shields here, or he's one shot now, and he had the first 3 to 4 shots on Stellar, and Stellar just turns around and perfects Frosty. So if Frosty was able to kill Stellar right here, this could have been maybe a flag standoff. Frosty might have ran this flag elbow or snipe side, while Eco pulls the flag on the red side. But instead, this allows B to set up on the window while Eco pulls the flag towards snipe side. Lito spawns on the elbow, which is an easy spot for him to stop Eco right here. But Eco was able to toss this flag on the maze, which was great. And B was able to kill Lito, and plus he was able to kill a second player. And then Shotzi right here was able to pull the flag, dodge a nade, and now he has great support from his teammate right here, top snipe, holding off those players chasing him, and this is pretty much game over. This player right here is going to secure and watch the window, knowing that's the fastest route for Optic to try to stop this very last flag cap. And boom, there you have it. 3-1. Splyce was able to capitalize on Optic's mistakes. Optic kind of beat themselves in a way by making those mistakes. And there you have it. That's what happened. That's how this game ended very quickly. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video and learned a lot. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. More content is going to be coming. Why limit yourself when you have the ability to transcend? Peace.